WLNS is here for you with 6 News at 5.
Blowing snow and icy roads make for some pretty treacherous driving conditions and a lot of cancellations. 82 school districts throughout mid-Michigan closed today. The weather is our top story today at 5. Thank you for joining us. I'm Sherry Jones. Mid-Michigan looked more like a winter wonderland this morning following last night's snowfall. And that means it's the season to allow yourself a little extra time before traveling to your destination. Most Michiganders know to leave a few minutes to clean off your car, but Karina Prieto is live outside the studio right now with more on what you need to know and why you can't forget about your sidewalks. Karina?
Right, well, Sherry, it looks like we've got it handled here at the studio, but don't worry, I'm on standby just in case. Now, we wanted to remind people to clear off their sidewalks because officials have been stressing this as winter starts to ramp up here in Michigan. Now, you're going to want to listen to these guidelines because they could save you some trouble with the city. Here in Lansing, you're going to want to have any snow and ice cleared off the sidewalk within 24 hours of the end of snowfall. Any salt, ashes, or sawdust should also be placed within that same time frame. Now, over in East Lansing, if the snow stops before noon, you need it gone by midnight. And if it stops after noon, you'll need to have it cleared by midnight the following day. Down in Jackson, you're going to want to remember to clear sidewalks at least 36 inches in width to comply with the city rules. And in St. John's, daytime snow needs to be taken care of within 12 hours or by 6 p.m. the next day if it's nighttime snow. Now, all over mid-Michigan, it's important to note that you cannot push the snow onto the shoulder of the road or onto the road itself because it could be a hazard for drivers. Now, remember, I told you that this could save you some trouble because in each of these cities, there are fines and citations that you could get if you don't break out that shovel. Now, Sherry, it's feeling really cold out here, so I'm going to send it back to you.
All right, Karina, thank you. Well, speaking of weather, check this out. Well, that was actually the sound of thunder snow, something heard throughout West Michigan last night as the storm rolled in. Unlike typical thunderstorms, thunder snow happens when moderate to heavy snowfall is happening instead of rain. And it is pretty rare and only happens during very intense snowstorms. So if you have any snow pictures that you would like to share, just head to our website, WLNS.com, click on the Pics on 6 app at the top of the page, and you can download your photos or videos there. Well, employees at Ryder Logistics are hosting a strike authorization vote today. Our Taryn Simmons went out to the plant and talked with workers about that vote and how they're feeling about it tonight. Taryn?
Sherry, Ryder Logistics is a transport company with 641 locations across the U.S. They're based out on Lansing's west side by GM's Delta Township plant, and they help with logistics for the local car assembly plants here in Lansing. They have a big decision to make, and most of the people I talked to are in favor of authorizing a strike. According to Ben France, president of Local 652, he says Ryder Logistics' contract expires by the end of this month, and they still don't have a new deal. So he says the vote is to help show solidarity for their fellow employees. Today, there is a vote that says if terms aren't met and we can't come to a resolution, would you show interest and would you show unity to strike the company? That is all that is. I also reached out to the company but have not yet heard back from them. So stay tuned to 6 News. We'll keep an eye out for the results of the vote and we'll let you know how the negotiations are going when we learn more. Sherry, back to you.
All right, thank you, Taryn. In other labor-related news today, DoorDashers and DoorDash merchants held a lame duck roundtable today, asking lawmakers to protect their independent contractor status. Now, House Bill 4390 would classify every independent contractor in this state as an employee, and this would impact hundreds of industries. But for DoorDash specifically, it would strip drivers of the flexibility and freedom that draws them to dashing in the first place.
84% of them valued the flexibility and freedom that being an independent contractor provides. It's crucial for what they do for us on the platform. So our dashers here in Michigan make $27 an hour on average. They work 4 hours a week or less. Typically. Only 8% of them work anything approaching what a part-time job would require. This is a very lucrative side hustle for the dashers.
Dash Roots sponsored this event today. It's the advocacy network of thousands of Michigan-based Dashers, consumers, and merchants. Well, the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy has awarded $50 million in grant funding to schools across the state for the installation of bottle filling stations, faucet mount filters, filtered water pitchers, and replacement cartridges to protect students from lead under the Michigan Filter First law, which is approved by the state legislature and sponsored by the governor back in October of 2023. Now, locally, Lansing is just getting over $615,000. East Lansing is getting more than $173,000. Jackson, more than $52,000, and Okemos is getting more than $93,000. For a full list of grant recipients, just head to our website, WLNS.com. Well, the University of Michigan Health Sparrow Lansing is honoring its remarkable 128-year legacy with the grand opening of its brand new Heritage Gallery. Take a look. It features an extraordinary collection of artifacts, historical photos, and milestones that bring to life pivotal moments in the healthcare system's journey from its founding by a group of visionary women back in 1896 to its evolution as a comprehensive health system with more than 150 care sites across mid-Michigan.
It's actually a labor of love, and I had the opportunity to do over a dozen video interviews with senior physicians and what it was like for them coming to the Sparrow Hospital and staying here because the community was so welcoming.
And officials say the gallery highlights the hospital's deep roots in the community and the commitment to advancing health care across the region and beyond. Well, a large earthquake struck off the coast of Northern California in Humboldt County this morning, prompting a tsunami warning for parts of the North Coast. Now, according to the U.S. Geological Survey, the quake struck around 10:44 a.m. local time. That's West Petrolia, California, in the Pacific Ocean. Now, a tsunami warning was issued. It did expire, though, around noon local time. The earthquake was first preliminary registered at having a magnitude of 6.6, but was updated to a 7.0. It does appear to be centered at the triple junction of the Pacific, North American, and Juan de Fuca tectonic plates. Residents up and down Northern California coast, as well as into the Central Valley, reported feeling some kind of shaking.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
We definitely woke up to somewhat of a winter wonderland across mid-Michigan this morning. We had some really impressive snowfall totals across the area. As of 7 a.m., our snowfall totals ranged all the way up to 4.5 inches over in Williamston to right around that 3-inch mark in areas like Lansing and Jackson. We do have a couple of reports from the Grand Ledge area of only an inch of snow. However, I do think just slightly more was able to fall in some portions of the city. The snow did add some pizzazz to some of the holiday displays that we had across the area. Speaking of, today's winner of our holiday lights competition is Jill from Elsie. She has all the Christmas trees lit up in the background and a couple of fun characters as well. Remember, still some time to submit your pictures as well. Just go to WLNS.com/holiday-lights. Good news is snow on the ground isn't going to be sticking around for long. While temperatures are still going to be slightly below average as we move into the weekend, by Sunday and Monday, all of that snow going to melt incredibly quickly with highs in the mid to upper 40s across the area. After that, as we move into the middle portion of next week, we still do have some below average and below freezing temperatures that we will need to contend with. But overall, it does look like there is going to be a general warming trend as we move into the next couple of weekends at least. Satellite and radar still shows a couple of lake effect snow flurries for the southeastern portion of the state. In terms of activity, though, we really don't have a whole lot to track. Lake effect snow showers will come to an end overnight tonight. Mostly cloudy conditions still going to remain in place across the area, and we'll hold on to that dry and cloudy weather as we move throughout the entire day on Friday. Also on Saturday, as well as this permacloud kind of just sticks around in the forecast. There is going to be an area of low pressure passing well off to our north. A couple of light snow showers possible in northern lower Michigan. Not any precipitation in the forecast for the weekend here in mid-Michigan at least. Outside right now, pretty nice scene. Mostly cloudy conditions across the area, and we actually were able to pick up on a lot of sunshine throughout the day. However, of course, it was incredibly windy in Lansing. Peak wind gusts of 41 miles per hour. That occurred right around midnight. We made it up to a high of 30 degrees. Current temperatures right at 27. A beautiful sunset in Grand Ledge. Temperatures in the upper 20s after a morning low of 17 and a high of only 30 degrees. Very similar situation in Jackson. Temperatures still below freezing. Wind chill temperatures in the upper teens, with winds currently at 9 miles per hour coming out of the west-northwest. And a live look at the roads over in Hillsdale, where temperatures are currently at 26 degrees after a high of 29, and that peak wind gusts a whopping 41 miles per hour. As we go throughout the overnight hours, snow showers will slowly come to an end. We hang on to mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures fall all the way down to 16 degrees. For tomorrow, winds will begin to lighten up throughout the day. They'll start off incredibly gusty, though, with high temperatures only in the upper 20s. We really start to warm things up for the weekend. High of 35 on Saturday, 44 degrees on Sunday, 47 on Monday, but it is going to come along with some rain showers. There is going to be a system in the area on Tuesday. Right now I have us dry, just around a 20% chance, but if it tracks a little bit further north, we could have some more snowfall in sight.
You know, Kendall, I like how you said the snow adds a little pizzazz to our Christmas lights out there.
Exactly. It was really crazy. I was driving home last night after the 11 o'clock show. I pulled over to send a picture to my sister. The snow was clinging on all of the signs that I saw.
It really was.
It really was.
Yeah,
so
that wind made a huge difference, like you said.
Yes, I did. So thankfully, it'll lighten up as we go forward.
Thanks, Kendall. Well, coming up on 60s at 5, we will have the latest on the manhunt for the person who gunned down the CEO of United Healthcare. Keep it right here. That and much more straight ahead at 5.